make sure I have it spelled correctly or I'll get an error. I'm not sure if I'm going to double check, but let's just put a hash in front of that right now. There's another one you can use if you want to use IP addresses, and this can stop a lot of reverse DNS attacks and hacking and so forth. Use DNS to no, we'll put a hash in front of that. We'll get back to that afterwards. If you notice, scroll up until you see, where is it? Okay, here we have the banner, which is before you actually gain access to the system to log in. The banner is the first thing that comes up after you try to say SSH user at domain.com. The banner you can put, for instance, for example, you can put a legal warning saying that only authorized people are permitted to have access to this server, so forth, so forth. Okay, so we'll enable that, and then I'll show you how to add content to that as well. Okay. And this one down here as well is called message of the day, print message of the day. We can get back to that as well. All of these things you can look in the man page. SSH has a pretty neat set of man pages for each of their config files and their programs and what's not. So this is looking like it's so far. Okay, so let's save this. We'll come back in here afterwards. Let's save that. Oh, permission denied. I'm gonna have to go over this. No. Okay, well, I guess I pretty much explained everything just now. I need to log in as root to make this change. So I'm just gonna go ahead quickly and make these changes because obviously I just explained everything just now. So 0 verbose 60. No. I'm going to input another one here. Deny users. This is another setting that you can use to allow certain users and deny other users access. They won't even be able to try to log in with a particular password. Okay. Let's say nobody. Nobody is actually an account on Linux and Unix machines, and some daemons run as that. Say Apache, the Apache web server, and one or two other things usually run as nobody. But you can change that. Comment that out. And I'm assuming by now you've probably realized the comments aren't read by the programs. Service SSH restart. One bad configuration options, line 25. Okay. Be careful not to make mistakes like I do, because I may know where to look for the mistake, but it may take you a considerable amount of time to find out if you've made any unnecessary mistakes or typographical errors. And let's see. Okay, great, wonderful. Alright. Now, let's try to log in let's exit out of here. Let's try to SSH as root to localhost. Remember, we changed the port number and we changed the ability for root to log into the system remotely. Okay? Okay, notice the connection address 127.0.0.1, port 22, connection refused. Okay, so that's one part. Now, if I go put the port now, 022, okay, and try to connect now, okay, we've gotten past the port. Now, if you notice, this server is private property. I hope that you are allowed to access these resources. Bear in mind that everything you do while logged into this Debian server is and will be monitored. If all is well and you're in the right, continue and have a great day. Now, I had already edited that /etc/issue.net file, so but you can put in whatever you want. Now I'm going to type in root's password and you're going to see that I'm going to be denied access. Okay, notice authentication, that can continue. Public key password, permission denied. Please try again. I'm going to try it one more time. That's not letting me in. So what I have to do is I have to go online PC wizard. I have to put in the name of the user that's allowed along with the port. Okay, now I'm only putting verbose mode so that you can see and I can see the path it's taking or what it's doing every time it tries to connect to a machine or I try to get a connection, so that I can see the output and I can troubleshoot it. And it's a good practice, really. Okay, so we got the port number now and we have the correct user. Let's try it. Okay, wonderful. So we've got everything and that should be it. Let's double check. Who am I? Okay, now I can SU and elevate to root. So I am now root. And here we are. I am logged in to localhost, online PC wizard, and I am now root. Okay, let me just exit and go back out. Let's exit. Let me exit again. Okay, good. So I'm out of all of the SSH connections. Alright, now, what if you really don't want to have to type all of this stuff all the time? So every time you want to go in, you're going to have to type port, then you're going to have to type online PC wizard at localhost. But let me try to, if you remember, let me just cat the file and show you. /etc hosts. Okay, if you look at that file at the top, it may look a little confusing. Let me clear the screen. Okay, at the top there you can see 127.0.0.1 is mapped to localhost. Okay, 127.0.0.1 is the loopback interface, and localhost is the host name for that interface. Now there's the 192.168.1.8, which is the IP address, the static IP address that we have assigned to this virtual machine, and the name directly after that is the fully qualified domain name, and after that is just the host name. So let us try to connect with using the host name or the fully qualified domain name. Okay, let us just try. Okay, we're gonna use a little tip here. The back tick. If you have a UK keyboard, that should be at the top left corner, beside to the left of the 1, and it's not this tick, this one. Okay, so let me just put host name -F and close that tick. Let's see if we can get in. Okay, do you notice down here it's saying the authenticity of host deb6-32-3m1.pcwiz.lan key can't be established, or it can't be established. It's telling you the RSA key fingerprint. Now here is where, if you have the fingerprint, you can just compare it, but every time, if it's the first time you're connecting to that machine, this will come up. But even though it's not the first time we're connecting to the machine, it's the first time we're connecting to that domain name. Same machine but different domain name. Okay, now I put in my password, and there again that works. Okay, let me, as you can see here, logged in from deb632. Remember the last time it said local host, so I'm logging in from myself, that's why you're seeing that. Okay, let me exit out and try that again now without the F. The F option gives you the fully qualified domain name. Okay, just host name. Yes again. See, the host name is just deb6-32-vm1. Password. Okay, wonderful. So, exit out. Now, let us create a configuration file so that we won't have to sit down and type all of that each time we're trying to connect to this machine. Okay, now this configuration file can be used to connect to other machines as well, and you would, even though this is a server, there still may be other users that you may want to try to connect to, even though you're connecting to yourself. You can do it on another machine, and actually, yes, I'll do it on the other machine. Okay, let us go over to here. Let's go over to our host server. Okay, who am I? I'm the user, and let me try to connect to this machine via the IP address. Okay. Remember, I have to put the port 18,022 and 192.168.1.8. Okay. Now, saying that I have the same name on both systems, they're not the same accounts, but saying that I have the same name on both systems, in this instance I do not actually have to write out Online PC Wizard. Okay, but it is a good practice too, but I don't have to write it out. It will automatically try to log in as Online PC Wizard. But just to make sure that we're on the same page, I will actually type it out anyway. So we have Online PC Wizard at 192.168.1.8. Or we can do it like this. We can have -L for login, Online PC Wizard, space, and then the IP address. And we're going to show you that will work. Yes. The password. See, it gives us our same